It's spring, no jacket, kick back, relax. Thanks so much for making time for us. We do appreciate it.
Great to see you guys here again.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the spring game. How much do you as coaches get out of it? Or is it more of a thing for fans, kind of get the fan base excited than it is for you? You see them in practice every single day in the spring.
Well, it's both. Ours is another practice for us and get an opportunity to evaluate our guys and see what they can do, and then also see how they respond when we got a crowd there. Again, we're looking forward to leadership, how they respond. We're looking for depth at a lot of positions, and we'll see what happens.
The scoring system, pretty complex. Folks can see that on the website. The offense gets different points for explosive plays. The defense gets points for interceptions and things like that. But what will the format be in terms of competition? Will we see first-team offense versus first-team defense?
Yeah, we'll have that. First-team offense against first-team defense. You can say second-team offense against second-team defense. It might be a little mixture. In certain positions, they'll intermingle different guys in that aspect of it. This is probably going to be the first year that I've been here that we're going to probably go ahead and do some tackling. Last year, I know I didn't do any tackling. We're going to go try to get 50 to 60 plays live. Quarterbacks won't be live, but everybody else will tackle, cut, block, and do all those things. We want to see how our guys perform when the bullets are flying, so to speak, if you want to say, in the game. And so we'll do it all that way and get a good evaluation.
One question, who chose the teams?
Chose the teams. We're just still offense and defense.
Okay.
So we're not having a true team where you got the red team, the white team, or blue team, and all that. It's just strictly offense versus defense, and see who's going to be able to make the most plays.
I know a guy a lot of folks are excited to see back on the field is Des Rice. How has he looked this spring, and is there one or two other guys that have jumped out to you during these last few weeks?
Well, I'm very pleased with Des Rice. He's been out there, has performed very, very well, done a great job for us, so I expect him to be 100% and ready to go. Probably two or three names of guys that probably have shown up fairly well here in the spring. Gerald Holt, the defensive tackle, has done a great job. Wesley Scott, a cornerback, who's played quite a bit, but he's been more of a nickel guy. We moved him to corner, doing quite well there. Max Summers has done a fantastic job. Obviously, our quarterbacks have all done fairly well as far as those go. So I think the main thing is we want to try to find our tight ends on offense, and we want to have our defense master our, we call it, quarters coverage.
I guess one thing you talked about the quarterbacks, we saw what Stephon Masha did last year. Are you still trying to find unique ways to keep him involved? I know you mixed him in at some different positions even earlier last year. How much of a challenge is that, and have you used kind of the spring to kind of try to find other ways to use him? Well,
we're always going to experiment on some plays, offensive plays, defensive plays, special teams plays, and see what we can do and what we cannot do just as well. So we'll have a few things in there for next year as far as implementing him there at quarterback, who knows whatever position.
Speaking of quarterbacks, one of the keys to their success is the offensive line. You lost a few guys at that position. Who has stepped up in the spring at that position?
Well, I think another key position besides our tight end I mentioned earlier is probably the center position there, trying to find out who's going to be our starter there. We got Lucas Holder. We have a transfer by the name of Richard Queen, came from the University of Massachusetts. Those guys are battling. Both are sophomores, so they got 3 years left in it. And I think it's going to be a great battle. It's good to find out two or three guys. So very good as far as Mike Hinderman. There's another guy who's coming in and going to play for us. So, again, offensive line be good to go. We have one of the best offensive line coaches it is in Dennis Wagner.
You guys had great success last year, made the playoffs, won a game in the playoffs. Have you noticed, I don't know, a change in a mindset or approach? Now that the team has tasted that success, have you noticed a change at all here in the spring, that now that they've kind of seen it themselves and experienced it themselves?
Well, I think belief, confidence, I think in their teammates, and I think more in our coaching staff. They understand our schemes very, very well. The players are now coaching the players, so to speak. And we're going a little bit more detail with them, and so that's a good thing. And so, again, we know we're going to be in the hunt for another opportunity to be in the playoffs and hopefully win it all.
Spring practice winding down. Coach, good luck to you, and I'm sure the fans will be treated to an exciting spring game on Saturday.
Well, thank you, and I hope the fans come on out and enjoy it.
Thank you, Coach.